So I met Nate here, if you saw the last interview, a couple weeks ago at a Fruit Luck, and we were talking about bananas, and I was talking about how I just couldn't eat them anymore. They didn't feel right, they weren't like a real fruit, they didn't feel nurturing, they seemed like they rotted before they ripened. And what have you done since we had that conversation, Nate?
Um, Bananas was like my main staple for so long, and I didn't really like them. I always had to blend them and mix the blended smoothie with something to sort of make them palatable because I didn't really like them. So Ben inspired me to give up my staple, and I was a little bit afraid because I thought I wouldn't get enough calories. But I've been doing really well. It's much more expensive, but it's just the fruit quality here where I'm currently at. It's just absolutely delicious.
So do you feel like your health has improved even more so since?
I feel more hydrated. That's the main thing. I feel, even though I'm eating maybe slightly fewer calories, not that much fewer, I feel more nourished. I feel like I'm getting more of a variety. I feel much more satisfied with the water.
All right, cool, thanks. Over the last couple months, I've started to realize that I am really fruit obsessed. Like really, like every picture I post, practically every status on Facebook, I think about it a lot, and I want to kind of talk about why that is. And I want to go back in time and tell a story about me in 8th grade. So in 8th grade, I was striving to be a really competitive and successful athlete, more so than I ever have throughout the rest of my life. In 8th grade, I was really hitting it hard. I was going outside every single day, and I was running 5 miles as hard as I could, just until I couldn't go anymore, and I was pushing myself harder than I've ever been able to since then. And during this time when I was pushing myself really hard, I was actually gaining a lot of weight. And that's partly because my family completely missed the ball when it came to nutrition. We weren't eating fast food, but we were eating high-fat foods. And I guess we also had this idea that if you're young and athletic, you can eat some junk food too. So I was eating a massive number of calories because they were all fat calories. They weren't filling up my stomach. And my mom was always complaining about how much I was eating, and I was eating all the time, nonstop. And I was gaining a lot of belly fat as I was exercising really aggressively. And that can happen, it's partly because of diet and partly because of how stressed out my body was. But it became a problem for me because I noticed that the best runners in the world didn't look like that. They didn't look like me. They were much, much trimmer. So what did I do? I decided I was going to lose the weight, and I did that by cutting out meals. I suffered from runner's anorexia for, I guess it was 2 or 3 months. I went from 140 pounds down to 115 pounds. My energy sunk. My athletic performance went way down. When I got to that 115 pounds, I finally realized that it didn't work, and I, started going back to what I was doing before because it was working a lot better. Just eating whatever I wanted as much as I wanted. Anyway, when I was going through this period of anorexia, what I was looking for was the perfect food source. Probably most people have seen the Matrix movie where they're just eating like this sludge, and this sludge is perfect for them. It provides everything they need to succeed and perform well. And they get to imagine what that sludge is, and it can become a turkey dinner or whatever they want it to be. But when I got over to when I got over to raw veganism, it was kind of that way too. The sludge, you're just, making sludges of almonds and walnuts and chia seeds and oils. So, it was the sludge diet, and I was trying to make it work, and it wouldn't work. And then you get over to fruit. And fruit is never going to be like that matrix sludge. It's not. It's got so many different combinations of vitamins and minerals, different textures. You know, the skin on a grape is different than the skin on an apricot, which is different than the skin on a peach, and they go through your digestive system differently. Different water contents, different phytochemicals, and so much going on in fruit. And it's going to make your body feel, each fruit's going to make your body feel a different way. And you don't know what that is, and you can't really control it. It's like, you know, there's all these fruits available to you, and you pick one, and as soon as you pick one, you're kind of at the mercy of what that fruit's going to do to you. It's just a beautiful thing. It's not like you're eating something to get specifically what you need. It's like you're eating something and it changes you. And it affects you in a way that you can't really imagine or know beforehand. It's an amazing process. And that's why I'm so amazed by fruit, is because I eat an amazing piece of fruit and it completely changes how I feel, and it does things to my body, and it's a totally different experience with eating than I've ever experienced before.